What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking all about how to maximize your low light performance on the DJI Mavic 3. So I really love flying at night because it's really chill, there's a lot less traffic and people to worry about, and also you can get some really beautiful shots, especially with the new Mavic 3. Alright, so now let's talk about some general tips on how to prepare your drone before you launch for some low light shots. Firstly, it's really important that you have no ND filter on at all. This is right here, the clear filter. And you want to make sure you have no ND because you want to make sure that your ISO is the lowest you can possibly be. And the reason for that is because the higher you go in ISO, the more noise there is in the image. And secondly, it's really important to make sure you have your anti-collision lights on. I really like to use the Firehouse Arc strobe lights, and these are super bright, and you can actually choose between 4 different colors, which I think is really nice. Alright, so another tip I have for you guys to maximize your low light results with the Mavic 3 is to always use the main sensor, which is the Hasselblad camera. I haven't really had good results with the top sensor, which is a 7x telephoto lens, and I find that it does not have good low light results. So make sure you're using that main Hasselblad sensor if you want the best results. Another tip I have for you guys in terms of the RC Pro settings is make sure that you keep it in auto mode, and also, as always, make sure you map that little button to have your auto exposure locked, because you don't want your exposure to be changing as you're flying through the night, because as your camera senses new environments, it's going to change its exposure based on the new lighting environment. So we don't want that, so make sure you're able to lock your exposure. Another thing to note when you're using the auto mode is to make sure that you don't really actually trust the EV measure, because I find that sometimes when it's 0, it actually overexposes the image, which introduces a lot more noise than I want in the image. So sometimes be okay with kind of going into the shadows more and use your little 5D dial to dial down the exposure and then lock it there. Because by having the blacks a little bit darker, you're gonna have a lot less noise in your final image, which is gonna produce a more cinematic result. All right, so now when it comes to the fun part, which is flying your drone, I think it's really important that whenever you go to a new location is to always have a bunch of like master shots per se in mind. For example, you want to practice different orbits around cool points of interest. For example, like Coit Tower. As you can see, I'm doing some really cool orbits around the tower, which creates some really cool parallax effect. And also keep in mind, as I'm flying, I'm always thinking about new directions. Sometimes I'm flying the drone this way, directly like this, and then I'll turn the drone this way and then get that same shot, but turning the camera and then flying this way. So it's really important that you're always switching up your angles, switching up your lines, your different shots, because that's gonna produce some really nice options for the edit. And that's how you can take your reels and your drone videos to the next level. Another really important tip I have for you guys when choosing your location is to always choose a location that's really well brightly lit. Because if you try to fly your drone in an area that doesn't have much city lighting, you're gonna get really bad results and it's gonna look way too grainy. So make sure you're flying in a really nice, well-lit area, because that's gonna produce some really amazing results. All right guys, so in general, when it comes to low light filmmaking with your drone, it's all about having fun with it and experimenting with new techniques. I really just love finding new locations and practicing new motions with my drone and creating new drone reels. So just get fun with it, get creative with it, and you're gonna get some really cool results with this drone. So if you guys are thinking about getting into low light filmmaking, I would definitely recommend the Mavic 3 because I've gotten great results from this drone. So if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.